news is spreading pretty fast.
All these years, and the view, the tides come and go, but the ancient sea remains the same.
You're a Lofu native?
Yes, I grew up here. Listening, it's kind of sad, isn't it? Everything changes, but somehow...
The view here would be even better without the
Oh, really? I think that towering...
Even if it's impressive, it's a plague mark. The Xianzhou have been fighting abominations for...
Well, once a seed is planted, no matter how, in my humble opinion, the rebirth of the ambrosial arbor and the resurgence of the disciples of Sanctus Medicus were inevitable. The seed was already planted when the ancestors... My bad. Well, since you went through the...
What would you like to discuss, Miss Lynch?
I was lucky enough to be chosen by the Alliance to come in and clean up. Oh, honestly, the Alchemy Commission is riddled with problems and has reached a point where fixing it seems impossible.
Well, even though I'm a Vidyadharan like you, I'm an outsider. Just the Vidyadhara and the Alchemy Commission on the Luofu have always been intricately connected.
I may not know about politics, but I do know that the disciples of Sanctus Medicus...
I see. While the Lux Arrow from the Rainbow possesses unparalleled power to sever the ambrosial arbor, it, just like how the Cloud Knights can eliminate the remnants of the disciples of Sanctus Medicus, our Xianzhou forebears knew this well. And that's why 30 years ago, my mentor served as Alchemy Commission's Cauldron Master. Unfortunately, even though she was skilled in the art of healing, she didn't understand the human heart or how to eliminate the sickness lurking within the... And guess who arbitrated the case and handed down the sentence? None other than...
What?
You heard it right. The ones responsible for the corruption in the Alchemy Commission are not... Alas, why is your face turning pale, Yin? Don't worry about it. I understand that when someone holds a position of power, they may sometimes have to make tough decisions. I won't hold any personal grudges against him. Besides, at our age...
Lingsha, you're back! I've been waiting...
Yunli! Why aren't you with your grandpa? What brings you to the Alchemy Commission? Well, let me take this opportunity to introduce...
What a small world.
You stole my sword!
I see. Let's skip the introduction.
Why do I keep bumping into you?
Of course not. Unlike you, Miss Yunli, I have important things to take care of.
Grandpa used to say that a sword reflects its master. I talked to your sword, and it told me that you... Now that I see you again, I realize your sword was right.
Do you really expect me to believe that nonsense? I've been taking it easy on you because you're a guest.
Just look at this flying sword. Even if you know the Cloud Knight saying, a Cloud Knight must never let slip their weapon. Yes? Well,
Fine! You don't have to give it back because...
between these two, who do you think is tougher?
It is my first day at the Alchemy Commission. A brawl is definitely...
Well, since you...
I didn't mean it in that way. Since I've received reports that the delves near the Alchemy Commission are still infested with abominations.
Clearing out...
It's the Cloud Knight's duty to eliminate those abominations.
Oh, you think you're the only one who knows how to behave?
It's so heartwarming to see both of you being so sweet. Ever since the disciples of Sanctus Medicus were eradicated, if you want a contest, I'll be the referee.
Lingsha.
It's for your own good, little you.
That's really thoughtful of you.
So, are you both... Let me say it again. Be careful when you draw your swords, and make sure you don't hurt each other.
Can we...
Blade and flight!
I'll see you off.
Destined for oblivion.
I have something for you.
Down to earth! She wields her sword with ease. You shouldn't underestimate her. Strike apart!
Another journey begins. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
You won't get away. You won't get away.
Time for an overhaul.
Perhaps humanity never conceals its desire to control the heavens, and I'm no exception.
Nothing major.
Blade and flight!
You chose the wrong enemy.
Destined for oblivion.
I have something for you.
Strike apart! Through clouds!
I'll see you off.
Practice is over. Swords descend! You won't get away.
That's half the work. Still waters of oblivion.
I have something for you.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Eternal sleep is the dead return!
Blade and flight! You won't get away.
Perhaps you still don't. Humanity never conceals its desire to control the heavens, and I'm no exception.
Let's settle this.
You won't get away.
I have something for you.
I won't lose to you when it comes to swordplay. Down to earth!
Time for an overhaul. That's half the work. Destined for oblivion.
Strike apart! You won't get away.
That's half the work.
I have something for you.
Time for swordplay. Blade and flight! I win, Monsieur. Why don't you just give me back my sword? Sincerely consider yourself lucky that I'm not interested in your rusty sword.
All you did was chop down a few more. If you think you can just take this sword from my hand...
lot, my young friends. However, both of you have shortcomings. One of you focuses on dodging and weaving, while the other relies on brute strength, trying to take down targets with a single strike.
Who are you?
Me? I'm just a patient seeking medicine from the Alchemy Commission. A passerby, if you will. I thought I'd see my fill of impressive fights during the war dance. Yet here I am. However, I have a small suggestion for you. Why don't you settle this dispute fair and square in the war dances ring? That way, you can resolve your differences.
Grudges? No, not at all. Yunli and
Sparring? You summoned your flying swords, and she swung her sword with full strength. No grudges between you.
Aha! What brings you here, Lady Fei Xiao? Have you finished your health consultation with the Dragon Lady?
Fei Xiao?
the Merlin's Claw of the Xianzhou Yao Qing?
Looks like I'm quite famous on the Xianzhou Lafu, too.
Of course. Everyone has heard of the great general. Known.
Great General? Isn't that title a bit too narcissistic? I don't like it. Ooh, I heard there's a dozing general on the Lafu, so I came up with a humble nickname for myself. The Lacking General. Lacking in worries, regrets, and rivals. Sounds much better, right?
Yeah, that's a befitting title that sounds both humble and impressive. Now that the sparring session is over, Yanqing and Yunli, shouldn't you politely thank General Fei Xiao for her guidance and bury the hatchet?
Here's your sword. Keep it safe. Or...
This is how she apologizes? Now that I finally got my sword back, I should report to the seat of divine foresight. I'll take my leave, General Fei Xiao. Oh, by the way, Miss Linksha, if you've got some free time, I'd like to invite you to the seat of divine foresight for a chat with General Jing Yuan. I think there's more to those personal grudges.
Thanks for stepping in, General Fei Xiao. Otherwise, I'd have had to knock them out with my incense.
Not at all. Just doing what you asked. How about we call...
Sorry, but even a general needs to pay their bills. We don't do credit here. And let's not forget, you'd have been waiting decades for a chance to see the Dragon Lady if it were...
Well, you can always send the bill to the seat of divine foresight and say it's for mentoring those kids. After all, it was quite the effort splitting them up. I nearly had to get tough. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to find... Back already? You've met with Jing Yuan and wandered around for a few hours. So...
It appears that the Divine Foresight is using this war dance as a show of strength to convince everyone that the Lafu is...
But... I know you're going to say but.
But... the influx of people attending the war dance is like a breeding ground for disorder and rumors.
The Cloud Knights on the streets remain vigilant. So at the very least, General Jing Yuan is aware of this. As for other matters, I'm unable.
I'd prefer to be excused from future meetings with generals. I'm just a military healer. And now all of a sudden I'm thrust onto the center stage having cordial chats with...
My work doesn't lend itself to being in the limelight either.
Just stop whining. At least you're in one piece, right? Before getting in touch with General Jing Yuan, I wanted to put aside my assumptions and see his momentum. That includes the overall bearing of the Cloud Knights on the street,
The might of an army dwells not within its pawns, but within the force of its collective momentum.
A perfectly clear statement turned confusing thanks to your translation. You've made me lose where I was now. Anyway,
Are you treating General Jingyuan as your enemy?
the longest-serving general of the Xianzhou Luofu. Do you think he'd have only a few enemies?
By the way, General, you met the healer lady, yes?
Well, the healer lady couldn't do anything about my condition. She just told me.
So not even the famed healer lady could help? Don't worry. I'll fulfill my promise and find a way to cure you.
Well, life and death, Zhao Chou. It's all predetermined. Upon starting my military career, I made a pledge that the rest of my life would be dedicated to being the Xianzhou spearhead, hunting down the abominations of as long as I can fulfill that deep-seated desire. You asked if I view General Jingyuan as my enemy. No. My real enemy has always...
Enjoy some tasty food. So,
Jeez. You really?
You guys figure it out for yourselves. I'm due to catch up with an old war friend I've not seen for...
Hey! Was that the Yao Qing? I mean, when Yun Li swung that massive sword?
Mind.
Yeah. You think so too, right? Can't you put a little more enthusiasm into...
Thanks for the kind words, Miss March. The war dances. I've had my fair share of defeats lately, and even though I know there are always more skilled sword masters out there...
Don't underestimate yourself. After all, generals won't fight in the ring during the war dance.
I see. Thanks for the advice, Master Danheng. By the...
I bet it's about how to deal with the generals from the...
I really don't want to get caught up in grown-up games so soon. I just...
Earlier at the Palace of Astral, I introduced these guests from the Astral Express to you, Elder White. But with all the people around, we only exchanged pleasantries. Now, these three braved great dangers, accompanying me to perilous places, defeating...
Well, I skimmed through the reports about the Arbor's rebirth, but despite all that, I believe in you. Since you joined the ranks, you have repeatedly achieved remarkable feats. Over the years, you've served the Alliance with loyalty and wisdom. There are fools who doubt your loyalty. They're happy to see the divine force. But I've seen enough failures in my time, and I want to believe that you're loyal.
So, General Fei Xiao of the Yao Qing is the only one investigating the Ambrosial Arbor?
No.
This old man's words always kept...
The Marshal ordered me to come to the Xianzhou Luofu, but the document only said... No need for that. You're all important witnesses. The Marshal is well aware of Jingyuan's purpose in holding the ceremony, and
Thanks for your kindness and sincerity, Elder Huayan.
by introducing the Express's witnesses to me alone, Aren't you aiming to discern the intent? As for the Ambrosial Arbor crisis, all I need to do is listen. General Fate. Oh, by the way. Yes, it's this case, right? There will be numerous contests and celebrations during the host will dispatch a skilled warrior to take on challengers from all over the cosmos, showcasing the excellent martial arts of...
You humor me, Elder Hawaiian. The healer lady is just...
I'm no match to you when it...
What's this box for?
This sword case is intended for the War Dance's award. It's empty now. I don't mean to boast about our skills, but this sword represents the pinnacle of the Jew. I've been wondering, who would be worthy of such a sword? Moreover, I hear that Yenqing is an excellent swordmaster.
Thank you for your generosity.
If you want to give me a sword, just say the word.
You've got confidence.
I know you're all about swords, Miss Yunli. It's just a shame.
Yeah. And even if someone gets their hands on such a precious...
The outcome of our duel at the Alchemy Commission is still up in the air.
That's exactly what I had in mind. Nobody knows who's...
Not to be rude or anything. We've been...
Quiet down. We have other guests here. While you both seem confident that you'll win, you need to remember that we don't know who the winner will be, and it might not be either of you. But if you're eyeing that...
How does that make sense?
In my humble opinion, while a Cloud Knight is commendable, I'd be greatly pleased if this apprentice could...
Well, Elder Hawaiian's idea is quite interesting. Imparting swordplay skills requires teamwork, and both the winner and the loser will learn a valuable lesson regardless of the outcome.
Huh?
I noticed just now that Miss March seemed quite interested in the
Oh, wait. Are you serious, Jenna? Why am I being dragged into this all of a sudden? I've never practiced swordplay before. I'm a total newbie.
Isn't this a perfect chance for you? I remember you mentioning that you wanted to learn some sword.
Yeah, I did say...
Miss March is like a piece of jade in the rough, just waiting to be shaped.
I appreciate your kind words, General YN. But, plus, I heard that each swordmaster has their own special moves. What if they let something...
That's considerate of you, March 7th. But don't worry. It'll take you at least a decade of hard training before...
Looks like March's curiosity.
The whole point is to know each other's moves. Defeating your opponent in just...
So Miss Yunli has already agreed.
General, I haven't graduated yet.
So you're admitting your defeat, huh?
Yanqing. Teaching an apprentice is also a way of honing your own skills and gaining insight.
I see, General.
Now that Yanqing has agreed too...
It's up to you.
At least that way, I won't have to worry about you accidentally shooting me in the butt all the time.
Hey, I've never met... Then I'm on board.
Great! Starting tomorrow, Yunli and I will head out and purchase some sword...
You're too kind. General Huayan's gone. Wait, why does something feel off about what we talked about? I think we strayed off.
Yeah, I brought you here because the
Because... But from his point of view, we're no different from all the other since the crew's actions were mentioned in the Luofu's operations log were given to the Alliance, and he wants to see it for himself during the war dance, which is why
Elder Hawaiian is... still that tricky general. My apologies. Truth be told, I invited all of you to the ceremony because in the coming weeks, I'll also invite all of you to a meeting with General Fei Xiao, where you may need to answer her questions and clear up any doubts she might have.
Don't worry, General. No matter what happens, I'm prepared.
Thank
General, I know there isn't much I can do to share your burden.
Hmm?
As the Lawfu Ringmaster, I won't let anyone defeat me in the war.
I know.
The illustrious Merlin's Claw waiting for me? And for so long, too? It's quite...
It's been 30 years since we last saw each other. Right, Yukong?
Yes. Back then, you were the vanguard of the Yao Qing's Verdant Knights, and I was a pilot of the Law Fu's Rainbow Orbit Fleet. Who would have thought that upon... Well, I wouldn't say I haven't seen you in 30 years. After all, you're...
Still stable.
That healer with the odd name and peculiar temperament. What was his name again?
Jiao Cho. He's been my retainer and personal healer, delegated by the alchemy. Given my background,
I'm relieved to know that you're safe and sound. As your friend, may I...
The Arbor's rebirth has frightened the elders who lurk behind the scenes. They fear that although the report from the Lawfu explained all the details, we don't know if the... As you know, the fugitive Jing Liu, who mysteriously disappeared many years ago, has the Lawfu preceptor has also leveled accusations against Jing Yuan for neglecting the Alliance's principles. It is for these reasons, well, duty calls. Perhaps I shouldn't have mentioned all of this to an...
I understand. I'm sorry. I was out of line. The Lawfu has enjoyed centuries of stability since the end of the sedition of Imbibitor Lunae. Much unfortunately, for long-life species, enduring through the ages always culminates in a fate.
That's true. And that's why I'm also...
Hule? You mean that Hule? The Borisin Warhead? The same Hule who has been imprisoned in the shackling prison for over 7 centuries?
The nemesis of the Foxians who will never be forgiven and shall be imprisoned until the end.
Usually, only emissaries from the Xianzhou Yao Qing Skyfaring.
The Foxians in the Alliance made a pact to combat the abominations, aiming to achieve justice and free. Given the situation on the Lawfu, those on the Yao Qing are concerned about... That's why I was sent here.
It's all bad news.
Well, not everything. There might be a silver lining.
Tell me more.
The Verdant Knights followed the route you mentioned and discovered the wreckage of the Whistling Flame ship. However, someone had already been on the scene before we...
Our people? Or someone from...
No, neither. You come.
I'm still feeling sleepy. Did I oversleep?
There you are.
Well, it was a promise to General Huayan, after all.
Hey, why are you...
This is, the first time someone... Let me make it clear. Swordplay training is about I promised General Huayan that I teach you Cloud Knight swordplay, so you can participate in the war dance and defeat it.
Fine. A promise is a promise. Since I promised...
Great! That's...
March is in your hands now, Yanqing.
Dan Heng, do you even have a heart? By the...
I've found a quiet spot in the back garden of the Palace of Astrum for...
Seriously? It's the first day, and you two are already late? Why is everyone on the Luofu so laid back? So disappointing.
Master Yunli, you're already here.
Oh, wait. Were you trying to teach her in secret?
I'm just showing you what Luofu etiquette is all about. She might be my apprentice. As the host, I'll be teaching Miss March the essence of Luofu swordplay, after which she'll emerge
Stand aside, rookie. Let me show you how... Quickly. Over here, Miss March. This is a reverse mentorship gift.
What's this?
See, sword practice requires precise movements. This outfit is tailored to fit perfectly and allows for smooth movement.
You're awesome, Master!
See? See? How can you compete?
Actually,
Huh? You have a gift for me too.
since you want to learn swordplay, Miss March, you'll need suitable weapons. So, I went out of my way to prepare a pair of swords. Unfortunately, I didn't have time to ask the craftsman to customize the swords for you, but I did my best to choose.
Thank you, Master Yenshing!
Bet you didn't see that one coming.
The real competition?
I'm so lucky to have two great masters. But why does it feel like things are getting a bit weird? So what do you think, Masters? Does this outfit suit me?
Perfect. I chose it carefully. It's perfect.
All right, let's get started with the training.
Wait. We're having actual
Well, I heard you have some experience with archery and martial arts. Come on. Step forward and strike with the sword in the most natural way you can think of. It's important for us to grasp your natural movements so we can decide where to start and what you need to...
If you're ready, let's begin.
Okay.
All right, let's get started with the training.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Then I apologize in advance, Miss March.
Please, have some tea.
Pay close attention, Miss March. Luofu swordplay is all about being swift and agile in your movements.
Bladed flight! Right on time.
Practice is over.
Swords descend! Ignore him. Strength is everything.
Like this?
Well done!
Strike with heart! Yes, you!
Oh, I get it! What? With a true... I'm starting to get the hang of it.
Bladed flight!
You'll make good practice. Here you go, Master!
Right on time.
Time to show you what I can really do. Azure Dragon, White Tiger, less cards, what? Yes!
Strike! Iron is hot. What are you mumbling about?
Isn't this, sword technique? Shouldn't I be saying something cool?
Yes, you! Time for swordplay!
Yeah! Awesome! All right, check out this move!
Strike! Strike with heart!
Ready to shine.
Right on time.
How many can you block?
Bladed flight! show you what I can really do. Azure Dragon, White Tiger, less cards, what? Yes! Yes, you!
Practice is over. Swords descend!
Melt! Freeze through cloud! I didn't expect...
Miss March has quick hands and a flexible body.
However, she lacks strength, and her strikes were a bit...
Given the situation, her
strength. Seriously, do you...
I could ask you the same thing. Dual swords require...
Instead of focusing on her strengths, we should address her weaknesses. The drawback...
Skilled sword masters know how to play to their strengths and work on their...
You're quite the...
Theorist! You claim to be able to talk...
hey, it's only my first...
But it does matter! Just listen to me, March 7th!
Aw,